See what's new. Creepy kids. That's usual. Wait a minute. What? Chris Rock Saw sounds pretty good to me? This can't be real. It's not April the 1st. What? Chris Rock being the brains behind the new installment in the Saw franchise? You gotta be No way. Or could it be? So little did we know, back in 2004, a little movie came out called Saw. Now, this movie was a lower budget horror movie that pretty much changed the landscape of horror for the next 10 years going forward. Nowadays, you can't even say the words Jigsaw or Saw without anyone knowing exactly what you're talking about. Now, as we know in the world of horror, things are never left undead for too long. And eventually, Lionsgate would resurrect the Saw series once again. But what we did not see coming was the fact that Chris Rock, of all people, is behind the new Saw film coming next year. So here we have the details on this. And there's very little detail so far. Now, the Saw project, it's an untitled Saw project. It's coming out 2020. They already have a release date locked down for this project. It is October 23rd, 2020 is when we're going to get the next Saw film. Very next year. Now, this is making big news because it is being helmed by Chris Rock. Not only from a creative standpoint, he is the executive producer on this project, as well as the story is being written by Chris Rock himself, who is no stranger to movies. I know a lot of people only know him for comedy aspects and, his comedy specials and Saturday Night Live. But he has written and directed multiple films himself, so he's no stranger to the world of cinema. But he is a stranger to the world of horror. But that shouldn't worry us because obviously when you look at three big horror comedy icons of the last, 5 or 6 years who's given us horror. Look at McBride and what he's did with Halloween 2018. Look at John I can't say the name. You know the guy from The Office. You know him. He gave us A Quiet Place, and as well as some other horror movies he's going to be working on in the future. And of course, it goes without saying, Jordan Peele, who has given us so many horror films, horror elements. The Twilight Zone remake he's sort of behind. Future horror films that he's going to have his future sights set on. Now, this movie is going to be directed by Daryl Lynn Bousman. Very nice guy. I've met him on the Genetic Opera tour they were doing. I got his signature on a little postcard. That was really cool. But he is responsible for Saw 2 and Saw 3, and I believe Saw 4 as well. He directed that one. But if you ask anyone their favorite Saw movie, it's Saw 2. So the fact that they got him back in the chair to direct this new Saw movie shouldn't worry too many people, because if you love Saw 2, it's probably going to be more of that. Which brings me also to the point of just what is a new Saw movie supposed to be? Is it a remake, a reboot, retelling, reimagining? So many words. I'll start with an R. Conspiracy theory? Is this supposed to take place in the Saw universe that we already have established, or is this sort of wiping the slate clean and we're starting over, fresh characters, new take? Saw doesn't exist in this world? Does Jigsaw exist in this world previously? And this is sort of 10 years later, the murderers have, all stopped and everyone has forgotten about Jigsaw, but now he's back again. There's multiple ways they can do this storyline as well. Do they do it sort of like Saw 1 and we have two characters in a room trying to figure things out before it comes to the end of the film? Or do we do something a little bit bigger like Saw 2 and maybe you get some bigger names in there or some more well-known actors and actresses? Are you excited to see Chris Rock be behind a Saw project? I know I am. I'm kind of intrigued to see where the Saw film is going to go in 2020. I kind of miss that every single October. Getting the Saw movie kind of brought us back to the old days of like, every October we would get like a Friday film or a Freddy film. So it kind of brought us back to those old days. Hopefully they have a really great story for it and they're not just doing this as a cash grab. But I think they're going to keep all the details on that very tight lip up until we get a trailer. So what do you guys think? Leave it down in the comment section. As well, leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching and peace out.